How I went from depressed to well-dressed. It starts with making a decision to change, and a willingness to take the action necessary to create that change. What up, it's Dalaney Davis, and I'm going to be sharing with you some insights over my 10 years of obsessing over becoming the best version of myself and how I eliminated depression from all of my psyche. Now, if you've ever felt depressed, down, anxious, or even just part of this creative chaos that is our lives, then this episode should give you some reprieve that change is possible. That if I can change, you can change. Because wow. In my early 20s, I was chronically depressed. I was a pack-a-day smoker, an alcoholic, a drug addict, and a downright piece of shit. All I did is sleep, eat noodles, and pretend to go to uni. I was a downright, out the gate, gone. So disconnected from life, disconnected from people, even to the point where I wanted to kill myself. Now, all I wanted was to be happy, to even just have a baseline of normality. I wish I could get up early. I wish I could go to bed at a normal time. I wish I could eat better. I wish I cared more about myself and people, but I was just numb to the world. I blamed society. I blamed the government. I blamed the healthcare system. I blamed the education system. I blamed my parents. I blamed my peers. I blamed my friends. I blamed everyone. But the one person I didn't blame was myself. And when I started blaming myself, that's when things actually started to change. Because I finally got to a point where I was sick of myself. I was so disgusted in my behavior. Now see, disgust is a very powerful emotion if we use it correctly, because we'll do more to avoid pain than gain pleasure. I'm going to say that again. We'll do more to avoid pain than gain pleasure. So I accelerated and I twisted the knife of this disgust in my life, and I noticed that I started seeing things in a different way. I started realizing that it wasn't the government's fault. It was my fault. It wasn't education system's fault. It was my fault. It wasn't my parents' fault. It was my fault. Because with 100% responsibility comes 100% power. And with this new power, I decided to do something about it. I made a conscious decision, using this disgust, that I was going to make a change. Now, with the disgust, I then combined it with desire, DD, disgust, desire, that I wanted to be happy, that I was going to be smart, that I was going to have a successful life. Now, this is about having a motivation behind us to get away from and a motivation in front of us pulling us forward. This is a crucial step. We must have something to run away from, and we must have something to run towards. Now, with this, I got to work. I studied psychology at university because I was that dedicated, and I completely started learning how the mind worked. One particular one is that we're completely malleable. We can change at a heartbeat. It's all about conditioning. We are what we consume. If you consume crap, you probably feel like crap. Alcohol is a depressant. Shitty food is going to make you feel shit. Depressing music is going to make you fucking feel, guess what? Depressed. So one of the first things to do is eliminate the crap from your life. What you consume, you become. So you've got your disgust, you've got your desires, and now you get to work with elimination. Eliminating all the crap that is no longer serving you. Even if you're functionally depressed, which is you're a bit mopey, you're a bit dead inside, but you're still functioning, you still got to work, you still socialize. Start eliminating the crap, and I guarantee you'll feel better. This was one of the first things I did. I started getting obsessed and learning everything I could about the gym, about nutrition, and optimizing my body. Because without a healthy body, we cannot have a healthy mind. It begins with your body. When I started getting more fit and more healthy in my nutrition and my exercise, that's when I really got to work on the mindset element. And I started reprogramming and reconditioning myself. Because remember, what you consume, you become, and that's also mentally. So I started listening to poppy, happy music, even though I fucking hated it. I started listening to really upbeat, positive music. I started reading one line at a time at the start of anything I could get my hands on that would teach me new philosophies that would change my life. Because really it's our mindset and our philosophies that dictate our path. Because if you say you can't, you won't. If you say you can, you will. That is philosophy. So once you've got your health optimized, you must start getting to work on your mental health. And it starts with getting some better philosophies. Now with this new philosophy, I invite you to borrow this one now, which is everything is malleable. Everything can change. Nothing is fixed in this world. You are not fixed. You can change. You will change. All it takes is believing this belief that you can change. Now with that new belief, what actions might come from that you can change? That you can do anything you want? One of the most powerful distinctions as well that really level up this game of change is your identity. Now for me, one of the biggest things was my education, where the schooling system didn't really serve me because I'm a creative mind, I'm a bit of a Y kid, and when I got to university I didn't feel smart enough. That's why I probably got more depressed and became a bit more of a drug addict and looped back down to those lower levels. But when I understood this distinction of identity, that we'll do more to maintain our identity than anything else, that's when shifts became permanent. In my identity body, I decided I was going to be smart, that I am smart, to the point where this may have worked so well that I made myself blind and needed glasses for a few years. Now my eyes are kind of corrected now, but it was truly that powerful. The other one is around giving up negative habits. Start with identity. I'm not a smoker. I don't drink. Whatever it might be, identity is one of the most powerful things. And say if you adopt the identity as I'm a social, happy, joyful, creative executor, what would a happy, social, creative executor believe? They believe that action is good, that life is fun, that everything is easy. Now what would someone who believes that everything is easy do? They'd do what is necessary. They'd go to the gym, they'd eat nutritionally, they'd read books, they'd listen to podcasts, they'd do things to stretch and grow and change their mind. This is where you can really change your life. Start with the fundamentals. Get some disgust going on your current behaviors and habits. Create a desire of what it is you want to be instead and create. Really wrap it in some identity, wrap it in some belief systems that will get you to where you want to go. And model other people as well who are successful, that are where you want to be. What do they believe? What do they think? Copy that and you'll radically change your life, your behaviors and your habits forever and ever and ever. Now with my new knowledge and new skill sets, I'm passionate about learning, I'm passionate about taking action, and I haven't had a dark day, a moody day in years. And I mean years, because I'm forever changed by shifting my identity, by changing my beliefs, and actioning this. Now, I hope you got some value from this podcast, and I encourage you to start small. Keep it simple. Whatever it is. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. A walk around the block. If that's what you need, that's where you're at. And if you're more that functional depressed, I encourage you to give up the booze, give up the crap, and see how your life will transform, even if it's just for a month. Do a little experiment. Hope this gave you some value. Hope you connected more to my story, my background, and how I became where I am today. And as always, love your work, D.